I want to get back to the community care program because that's something, when you said that veterans don't even know about it, I mean, this program was really given a charge back in, I think, 2018 when President Trump saw fit to, and Congress, with a big push by him with the VA Mission and Modern Community Care Act of 2018. And yet, our veterans don't know about this. Do we have a marketing problem with the VA? What kind of marketing budget do you have? How do you reach people? I mean, you got the older veterans, they don't do text. You have younger veterans who do. Older people want stuff in the mail. How do we get the word out about how the services provided by the VA?
Well, I think it's sort of a twofold question you have there. I'll take the first one is just how do we get in general. I think we've got to break out of our old mold of this is the way we communicate. And I think we've done a good job of that beginning with our social media platforms. Our others here from my office is something, from my background I was very familiar with. A lot of people, have followed and know. So we're working different angles there for just in general knowing about the VA. But also we're very careful to say if you want VA benefits, you earn that you've earned, we want you to get them. But if you don't want to, we're not going to force them upon you either. But we need to make sure that you know about them. But the second part I want to talk about is where you sort of hit on here that's really more concerning to me. And that is a culture that developed over time in the VA and VHA in particular, in that we have to keep people in the system itself and coming to our VA facilities and coming to our CBOCs and making it very difficult for them to go and get community care, even if they fully deserve it, because they have certain criteria to meet to get into community care, but there's always an outlet at the end, and it's the decision with the doctor and the patient for the best outcome for the veteran. Best medical interest kind of issue.
Right.
But what we were finding was, and I actually experienced this at a hospital. I was in a senior leadership meeting, and this discussion became over and over about, we have to sell the VA. And I said, who are you selling it to? And they said, well, we need to make sure that the VA knows that we're the best, that we're the best and they got to come here. I'm saying that's not your job. Your job is to take care of veterans who show up in the front door. Your job is to make sure they do get the best care they possibly can, and you earn their business simply by doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Amen.
You don't have to sell it. And then the other part of it is, and we have some voices on the outside, and I experienced this in Michigan just this past week. No, I'm sorry, Minnesota. And the question came to me, and this was from a reporter, that said that there were people protesting outside that we should not use community care. This was no joke about this question, remember, I can't believe this. Said that we ought to keep all the veterans in the VA. The VA has the best quality, and community care is substandard. And I thought to myself, I said, did this person just degenerate every doctor in Minnesota that didn't work for the VA? Basically, we've got to understand our part in the ecosystem. We're blessed to take care of our veterans. We're blessed to take care of the greatest folks in the world who've earned a benefit with us. But we're going to use every partner we can to make sure they get that benefit. And if it's in our facility, they're going to get the best possible care and the best possible resources they can. But if that means that we can help in the community, and especially in rural areas, we can make sure that happens better, that's what we're going to do.
You've talked several times today about misinformation, people getting lied to, gaslit about services are going to be taken away. They're living in fear.
Look, I think what you're doing is grand, because what I've been doing for 100 days, basically is fighting back against this. The perception, look at the budget that was, even this skinny budget, we're trying to get that, and I'm looking forward to the getting the whole thing. It has an increase in our funding. Okay, it's a 4% increase, 17% if you take TEF, and it's an increase in our funding. Our mandatory spending is still going up. That's the rise in discretionary funds. We know that the president has committed to making sure our veterans are taken care of. But also, when you talk about things that, frankly, are in the process of going on or discussion on how we make things better, there's always, unfortunately, this desire to say, well, that can't be. Well, let's work this out together, because my first and foremost priority is the veteran, and it's everything we do is going to be focused back to them, and that's what we're going to do as we go forward.